Okay, ready? Are your bad habits wreaking havoc on your weight loss goals? In this video, I'm going to show you how to eliminate those bad habits with one very simple but very effective technique that will repair your relationship with food and get you moving closer to your weight loss goal. This couch isn't bad. This couch. For the best health and lifestyle tips, be sure to subscribe to my channel as well as click the bell to be notified every single time that I upload a new video. My name is Angie if you're new here, and this is my sidekick Eddie. And today it is raining outside and all I want to do is snack. As a health and wellness coach, I help clients change their bad habits and their relationship with food restriction, and food guilt. Be sure to check out my website. I will leave it linked in the description below, where I will share with you my weight loss journey of how I lost over 40 pounds and I've been able to keep it off for more than 10 years now, and how you can do the same with some very simple weight loss techniques. So when we go on a weight loss journey, we've always had this dieting cycle where we eliminate everything out of our diet that's considered bad and not healthy, and we restrict ourselves from ever having indulgence like cake and cookies or chips and chocolate, right? We've all done it before, and what happens is we're really good and we do really well for a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden these little thoughts start creeping into our head and we end up falling off of the wagon. And then we're saying, oh, I'm never gonna do it again. And we go and we repeat the exact same cycle over and over and over again. And it gets kind of tiring and you get kind of worn out and you wonder, is there a better way? And I'm here to tell you, yes, there is a better way of how to change those habits and to make them a little bit better by the 1% rule. I'm going to use myself as an example because I feel like I'm a really good example of what a bad habit was. I'm sitting here on my couch. Generally, it would be a Tuesday night. And what would be on but The Biggest Loser? Yeah, you know, we all know about The Biggest Loser, and we would still watch it even though we knew that, hell, what they're doing is just not good at all. I would sit down every Tuesday night, and actually it would be almost every night, but Tuesday nights in particular were a night of odd celebration, shall we say. I would get into my comfiest PJs that I owned. I would be on the couch with my perfect blanket. I would set up my chips, because you know we have to have the salt. I would also set up my chocolate bar because we have to balance out the salt with the sweet. Do you like chocolate? Probably. I don't think you're allowed chocolate though. I don't think it would be good for you. No. And then of course we would wash it down with a liter of soda or two, right? So that's kind of how my Tuesday nights went. And it was odd because I was watching a show about people and weight loss. Like, where's the irony in that? This repeated itself over and over again in my life. Like, it became a very bad habit that I was doing on a nightly basis. And it was causing me to not only gain weight, but feel more depressed about myself. And I just didn't know how to bring myself out of this cycle, because the dieting cycle that I always learned was, okay, I'm never gonna eat this again. I'm taking it out of the house. I'm never gonna indulge in this again. Even though I really like it, I can't have it because it's an either all or nothing approach. And I did that for years and years and years. Maybe you've done that too, where you've been restricting yourself for years and years, and maybe you can't even trust yourself to have these things in your house, because if they're in the house, you're gonna seek them out and you're gonna eat them, right? And it wasn't until I stopped the all or nothing approach. And what I mean by this was, it's where I started to allow myself the pleasure of having these foods, of releasing the power and the control that these foods had over me. Did it happen overnight? Heck no. Did I fail a lot? Yes. But did I succeed in the end? Yes, I did. And it's something that you can do too. So how do we go about taking this very bad habit that we have of eating at night after we're finished work and all we want to do is just sit down, veg, watch TV, whatever, and just eat until basically we go to bed? The easiest thing that I found that worked for me, and I think can work for anybody, was I started with this one little thing, and that was I ate protein before I started to indulge in these snacks. And the reason why is I wasn't really actually hungry when I would sit down and eat these snacks, because I had just had supper probably like 2 hours beforehand. So I needed to have something that was going to interrupt that habit. So instead of me starting first with eating my chips and my chocolate, I wanted to be a little bit fuller, even though I was already full from supper, but I almost wanted to be a little bit uncomfortably full with myself so that I could only eat a limited amount of these snacks. I know that it sounds really weird, but it actually worked. So what I started to do was this, because I have everything here that's already in my house. I had a rotisserie chicken, and what I would do is I would eat about a handful size, like about the size of my palm, portion of chicken before I would start eating my chips and my chocolate bar. That was the first step that I did. And what I noticed was that I didn't eat as many chips and as much chocolate bar because I was already full, and then I was starting to feel uncomfortable. That helped really, really well. So I did that for a couple of weeks to see how it felt. And then I said, you know what? I want to move this a little bit further. How can I make this a little bit better? The next thing that I started to do was actually, instead of taking an entire bag of chips and a big chocolate bar and sitting down with me, what I did was actually put a handful of chips in the bowl along with a piece of the chocolate bar in the bowl, and then I put everything away. So the next time that I would sit down, I would eat my chicken, maybe it was ham, maybe it was steak, whatever it was protein. It could have been even a protein shake. And so what I would do is have the protein first, and then I would eat the bowl of junk food. So after the next couple of weeks, I'd say, okay, well, how can I make this bad habit even a little bit better? So what I started to do was take half of the chips, and then I would put it with half a handful of carrots, and then also have my chocolate as well. So what I ended up doing was I was slowly decreasing the amount of junk food that I was consuming, and I was still, very importantly here, giving myself the permission to eat those foods. And what I slowly started to see was that those foods were having less and less power and less control over me. And eventually what started to happen was at night, I started to say, I'm not really that hungry. I don't think I want chips tonight. So I would go from maybe doing it 2 or 3 times a week to maybe doing it only 1 or 2 times a week. And slowly, that is how I began to take a bad habit and slowly turn it into a better habit. Do I still consume chips and chocolate? Yes, I do. Did it prevent me from losing weight? No, it did not. Did it slow down the progress? I'm sure it probably did. However, progress is still progress. And did I still reach the goal that I wanted to reach? Yes, I did. And did I do it without feeling restriction and guilt? Yes, I did. If you would like to know how to get to your weight loss goal in a simpler way while enjoying these types of foods, be sure to check out my free 7-day coaching program. It will be linked in the description below, and I will show you exactly how simple weight loss can be for you and your current lifestyle. Also, if you are interested in joining a community of like-minded people just like yourself, I do have a Facebook group where I share with you my health tips and my best lifestyle advice that's going to help you along your weight loss journey. I will leave it in the link in the description below. Be sure to check out my videos on how to transform your body here and how to eat for weight loss here. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel, as well as click that bell to be notified every single time that I upload a new video. Don't forget to give it a like, and I'm going to sit here, I think, and watch a little bit of TV with my puppy. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you next week. Have a beautiful day.